today on 15 on 15.
In 3 months' time, tourists, especially cruise ship visitors, will have another fully equipped beach option to visit. Plus, how long is it acceptable to go without showering for? We will reveal that in Lifestyle. And students go all out for a project entitled A Night at the Museum with Madame Tussauds. Thank you for joining us. You are watching 15 on 15. I'm Yentl Lieuw. There needs to be a solution to help alleviate the crowd and pressure on Palm Beach by the high-rise hotel area. With high hotel occupancy and water sport operators, Palm Beach is already running out of space. Therefore, cruise ship passengers need to have another stretch of beach to go to with proper facility in place. The area of Nikki Beach is within its last few months of construction work. The government has been working towards better developing the area of Nikki Beach to properly host tourists, especially cruise ship visitors. Within 2 to 3 months, Nikki Beach is scheduled to be finished. The objective is to create an alternative, fully equipped beach tourist attraction. Ultimately, this helps to alleviate the pressure and crowds from the high-rise Palm Beach hotel area. A full-fledged facility has been built at Nikki Beach with a shower and an area where food and beverage can be sold. This project helps to link the linear parks together. Aruba has enough beaches to go around. Nikki Beach has a wide open stretch of sand as well water for tourists to enjoy leisurely. When travelers go on vacation, more often than not, they would like to consume themselves within the culture. Seeing as well as tasting Aruba's finest offerings are part of a tourist journey. Sipping Aruba's local wine can now be added to that list. On Friday at Screaming Eagle restaurant, Aruba's local wine named Adore was unveiled to invited guests. The bottle will be sold at selected restaurants. One restaurateur says for Aruba to offer up its very own wine that is cultivated and grown here is a great addition to the island's culinary experience.
Well, I think it's an amazing new addition to the island, to the local portfolio of adventures for the tourists to go. He's planning to do also like tours and add that to the portfolio of all the tour suppliers on the island. I think it's amazing product, fruity wine. It's very young, needs maybe a little work, but it's a great product. Love it.
When asking for his expertise on whether restaurant guests will take the step in ordering a local Aruban wine, he had this to say.
Eventually, yes, of course, absolutely.
The wine launch on Friday was an ATV family affair. Tom and Tessa Peters had the honor of tasting Adore. Meanwhile, Francis Solokner facilitated the auction. On top of that, Kadochi Kok was also present. The spotlight was on the 2014 limited edition bottle of wine, which was the very first one made and bottled. The auction price symbolically began at 2014 florins. The proud owner of the wine is glad the proceeds goes towards Kasakuna. Despite the cost of the wine, the original bottle will most likely sit pretty on a shelf rather than sipped.
It feels nice, it feels overwhelming, and I'm very happy to be able to help Papi with his wine, but certainly also to help the children, the orphans of Aruba. It's very important that somebody can help them, and just it's a good feeling inside, and it's very special to have this bottle, and I don't think I'd ever drink it.
Aruba's very own wine. If you'd like to read more information on it, go to www.videramalati.com. Don't go anywhere, because when we return, just how long is it okay to go without showering for? We will have that answer for you. Also, what does your voice say to others about you? And teenagers who must let mom know when they are home can do so with a quick touch of one button. All those topics and much more coming up, so stay with us. After the break, find out what this giant red button is for. Welcome back from the break, and thanks for staying tuned to 15 on 15. Generally speaking, the act of taking a shower is a daily routine. This does depend on who you speak to, though. So what happens to your body when you skip a shower, and what about if you work out? Then what? Here are the answers. Your main concern when you skip a shower is moisture accumulation on the skin, not necessarily a buildup of dirt throughout the day. With that said, if you hit the gym, you cannot skip the shower. Keeping moist, salty sweat-soaked clothing close to your skin for long periods after working out leads to irritation and the increased risk of small abrasions or skin breakdown. This can raise your risk of bacterial and fungal infections like staph bacteria or the fungus that causes jock itch. If you don't have time to shower, it is imperative to at least change your clothes after a workout. So just how long can you forego a shower if you don't work out? That all depends on how forgiving your friends and family are of your natural scent. But in hot, sweaty climates, such as Aruba's, moisture in your clothes could be as much of an issue as if you worked out. So a daily rinse down with soap is a good thing. When it comes to your hair, if you don't wash your hair every 2 to 3 days, you will get a greasy, oily buildup. Your hair will look and feel dirty and start to smell as it takes in the smells of the environment. This can also contribute to knots and eventually split ends. Here is what your voice tells others about you. Results from a study shows speakers with higher pitched voices, like me, were judged to be less truthful, less emphatic, less potent, and more nervous than speakers with lower pitched voices. Also, slower talking speakers were judged to be less truthful, less persuasive, and more passive than people who spoke more quickly. Fast talking may be a cliche description of a sleazy salesman, but chances are a little speed up will make you sound smarter and more convincing. How is that? And if two speakers utter exactly the same words, but one speaks a little faster and louder, with fewer pauses and greater variation in volume, that speaker will be judged to be more energetic, knowledgeable, as well as intelligent. Expressive speech with modulation in pitch and volume and with a minimum of noticeable pauses boosts credibility and enhances the impression of intelligence. Good to know. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you think mothers panic when she doesn't know where her teenage son or daughter is? Parents always ask kids to text nowadays as soon as they arrive home. The team behind family messaging app, I'm Home, is working to alleviate mom's stress with this giant red button. Teens can be forgetful and miss sending that I'm home text or can't be bothered to do it, but with the touch of this red button, all is well. Check it out.
So I have this button here, and I also have this problem where my mom always wants to know when I get home. So I programmed the button to text her when I get home. Pretend that this is her iPhone. In a second, she'll get a text. Ta-da! Simple as that.
Convenience at its finest. The giant red button is a prototype still, so we will have to wait to see what the future holds for it. Let's take a very quick break. This is what we have coming up next for you. When we return, we've got Elvis, we've got Einstein, and who else? Stay tuned to find out. Many school projects go unnoticed and unseen by the public, which is a shame considering the amount of effort, time, and creativity that goes into them. Well, one class at Montplaisir Basse School is giving the community an opportunity to learn about past talents, business moguls, as well as scientists. A night at the museum with Madame Tussaud features persons such as the author of the Matilda book, Roald Dahl. Students are dressed in full costumes and pulling out all the stops in character, such as Frida here. It is not only the suit and clothing, but the personality traits of Walt Disney must be portrayed as well. The students took the opportunity on Monday to walk around and check out what their peers have accomplished with this special project.
Well, this project started about 5 years ago with the book series called Who Was or Who Is. And we started with only 5 books, and now I think we have around 60, 70 books.
The exhibition that is taking place at the ballroom of the Ritz-Carlton is a unique experience for the general public to take part in. I mean, you get a chance to learn things about Elvis Presley that you didn't know about, and you can even speak to the impersonator. Perhaps you'd like to ask Leonardo da Vinci to paint your portrait. The students here have been working on these projects since last year.
We are presenting 52 famous people in this exposition, scientists, presidents, famous artists. And it's been since December when we started working on this project by letting the kids choose and start reading their books. Up until now, together with parents, we've finalized everything and we're presenting it to the public.
So come see Albert Einstein's crazy hair and ask him about science. Or all hail Queen Victoria. Besides for biographies and costumes, careful details have been handcrafted by the students.
It's going to be in the Ritz-Carlton Ballroom. The entrance is a voluntary donation for Fundação Bonoci Drumidushi, and we would like to see all of you here to come and meet our famous people. It's going to be really nice.
Show your support and head over to A Night at the Museum with Madame Tussauds. The exhibition closes at 8 p.m. on Tuesday, so you still have some time. 15 on 15 airs weeknights at 7:15 p.m. We will see you then.